Sexism is a little nuanced. So one of the ways that people distance themselves from sounding as sexist as they actually are is that they put it off onto the voters. The 2020 Democratic primary election is filled with viable national woman candidates, but we are seeing the predictable response from the national political media. So you get, for example, there was an article in the New York Times by Michael Tomasky about how puzzling it is that Joe Biden, who is obviously the best candidate for the Democrats, will not get through the primaries. And Tomasky is worried about that because he says the last time anybody but a white man ran for president, she lost. So it's not Tomasky, he would say, it's the voters that he's worried about. You see a lot of that, what I call sexism by proxy, in the coverage. So it's thinly veiled, right? I would, of course, support a woman, but I'm afraid the voters won't. Only the extraordinary once-in-a-generation Barack Obama could overcome the voters' strong preference for white men. If you actually look at the social science, you see that's not true. So the problem is that the national media cover the contest with the idea that voters will behave in a sexist way that will determine the outcome of the election. And the problem is that primary voters will vote, since Democrats especially are so anxious to have a successful candidate, the primary voters will vote with the idea that in the general, voters will vote more for a white man than for any other candidate they could select. This is not only unfair and arguably unconstitutional, but it turns out not to be true. And so I looked at the social science election studies of how women voters voted in 2018. And I found that women voters voted in 2018 much more heavily Democratic for the party that was running the women candidates. And then I got to look at the data and found that when women run, women win. The real election scholarship shows that being a woman is not a disadvantage.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.